You have to create the content in the next few minutes.
That's going to be debated anyway.
You're gonna have to narrow it down. You're gonna have to debate with your own group. Come to the next one. I am kind of excited about it. This is the way I think we could do our youth leaders retreat in the future. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy being the studio audience for the top 10. We've got, so what we've done so far, we're in the hub here at Ironwood, and this is our summer staff behind us. Let's hear you, summer staff. This is on week, what are we on, week 9? Week 9. They have that much energy. I think we should start an hour earlier. Wayne. Just kidding. Lots of energy here. We're at our operations service, and we're going over the top 10 of why a person would spend a summer of ministry here. And they've had, 8 or 9 minutes to figure this out. And they've got probably some serious answers, and they've got some just fun answers. So here we go. We're starting number 1. Oh, introduce yourself. Your name is?
Rachel.
Where are you from, Rachel?
Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville, Tennessee. And?
CJ from Los Angeles.
From Los Angeles. And?
Corey, I'm from right here in Newberry Springs.
Right. Really? Right here in Newberry Springs?
Yeah.
We're like neighbors.
Almost.
Like right there. Okay. So is there a cool person out in the audience that you want to say hi to in this audience right here? No?
Yeah.
Mike.
Ike, Landon, and Abby get a call out. There we go. Okay, so let's just get started. We're going to start, first of all, with you, Rachel, and you got, just tell us number 1. Here we go, number 1, top reason to spend the summer at Ironwood.
Number 1 would be serving God, because you can serve God in a lot of other places, but here at Ironwood, it's an amazing opportunity to be able to not only just serve campers, but you have the amazing opportunity to work on things like paint crew or on grounds or in the kitchen, and you can do both counseling and paint crew and grounds and anything like that.
Yeah,
so I think it's an amazing opportunity.
Yeah, and all of that serves God. That's kind of a cool thing. No matter what you're doing, that's what you're doing. What's your number 1?
Our number 1 is spiritual atmosphere. So when you come to Ironwood, it's not just like you're still in the world. It's like you've kind of come to a different place where it's more focused on Christ. It's all focused on Christ. And everyone around you is just solid Christians and trying to help you grow.
That's cool. That's cool. What do you got for number 1?
So for number 1, we got growing spiritually, kind of going off of what CJ said. It's a spiritual atmosphere. So it just really encourages spiritual growth, and you usually leave here a stronger Christian than when you came.
That's a cool thing. I mean, growing spiritually is one of those things that we all know that we need to do. We're not all too excited when we're like hit in the face with what I need to grow on, but when we go through it, we're like, okay, that's cool. We are. I have grown, and I needed that in my life. I know when I was getting ready to go to summer ministry here at Ironwood, I'd be like, oh, what are they going to beat me up on this time? Because there's always something to work on, but there's also a whole group of people that really encourage you. Cool. Okay, here we go. Number 2. This time we're going to start with CJ. What do you got, CJ?
Our number 2 is one is worth more than all. This is the idea that if one person gets saved this summer, that the whole summer is worth it. And for this summer, the first time I got to counsel, I counseled somebody on salvation, and he accepted the Lord. And so that was just an amazing experience, just to be able to tell somebody about God, because I've never done that before.
One is worth more than all comes from the passage in Matthew 16:26, where I could give God everything and try to buy a soul, and I wouldn't have enough. And so that's a cool thing. I believe this summer Noah was the guy that got saved the first time. And this was a summer where we weren't sure if we were going to have camp or not have camp. And then when I heard on that Monday night that the first young person had invited Christ to be the Savior, it was just like one of those, like, okay, the whole thing is worth it. It's really cool. What's your number 2?
So seeing God work directly in the lives of others, like seeing stuff like a salvation.
You gotta hold it up like that. There you go.
Oh, thank you. Just like seeing stuff like that, even from an operations point of view, it's just like the work that we do impacts the campers and impacts everyone here, and it's just amazing to see that.
Okay, cool. Here we go. Number 3. And Corey, you're up. Number 3.
Should do number 2.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Whoa. Lousy host. Fire him. Get the next guy up here. Okay, what's your number 2?
It would be biblical philosophy. Here at Ironwood, you can say lots of things why we do things. You can say, oh, well, we do this because we don't want you to get hurt. There's so many other reasons why we have certain things. We have reasons for almost everything, and it's kind of cool. And almost everything has a spiritual background behind it. That we're not just doing it because we don't want you to have fun. We're not doing it because of what other people think. We're doing it because that's what the Bible says. And even with something as the guidelines that came out about not singing, we decided off of a biblical philosophy that we were going to continue because that's what the Bible says. And I think that's something that is really something worth mentioning.
Yeah, it's a cool thing because of biblical philosophy. I mean, it's hard to argue with that. You know, like, no, I don't. Oh, that's what the Bible says? Okay, that's what we will do. So, and that also means it's not just somebody's personal opinion either that we're governed by. Okay, here we go. Now, number 3, you're up.
Number 3, we have lasting godly relationships. So over the course of 2 months working at Ironwood, you make a lot of friends, and a lot of those friends you keep up with throughout the rest of the year, and then you get to see some of them over next summer. And you're like, I remember you. I remember the things we did. And it's just really fun to see that.
Oh, you need to tell me a story or anything? I can echo this one. I mean, I have friends today who were friends that I made in Leadership Live and summer staff stuff that we only talk to each other on occasion, but big stories, good stuff. And I'm not telling any of my stories either. So there. Next. Yep, number 3.
The same things, good friends that are godly. Sometimes it's hard to be able to find just good friends, but the fact that they're godly and have the same kind of viewpoint as you do is something that is pretty rare, and it's something that Ironwood offers, which is pretty cool because you can just walk up to anyone and talk to them about God, and that's pretty cool.
And part of it is it's just like a filter that filters out. Like there's a whole bunch of people like, what, you'd spend a summer doing what? And of course you're like, okay, good, I didn't want that friend anyway. But it's like people who have the same interests all end up together, and that's cool. CJ, what do you got?
Lasting biblical friendship.
Oh man!
Yeah.
Ditto all the way across. So what more are you going to add to that?
Well, most of the people in this room are my friends, and most of them have been here for, like, I've been friends with them for multiple years. And it's not just like a friend that you just like meet and then like you talk for a little bit and that's your relationship. But these are friends where when you really have a problem, like you can go to them and they're like some of my best friends. They are my best friends that I've ever made. And you could just, like, even when you're not here during the summer, you text them, you call them, you can talk to them anytime, and it's just a close-knit group.
That's cool. Now, we could do a survey to find out if anybody's not CJ's friend. We won't do that. Okay, we're on to number 4, and we've hit some big ones so far. I don't know what they're going to say. I heard some of the suggestions earlier, so I'm looking forward to as we get going down through the list here. But so far, we've heard things that are just really big. I mean, big causes, big things that are going on. The stuff where we're like, okay, that's what life is all about. I'm curious to see what 4, 5, and 6 are going to be. What do you got?
So we also have godly mentors. This could kind of fall under godly friends, but godly mentors are usually people who are older than you. Most of the time they're like your boss of some sort. And there's people who, if you ever have a problem, you can come and talk to them. Like, and as a friend, they will tell you anything you want to know or need to know.
That's cool. That's a good one. Okay, what do you got? Oh, I'm sorry, Rachel. I'll get used to this. I'll figure it out.
Building good work ethic and responsibility. Coming here, I did a lot of things that I never knew that I could do. I never grew up going outside and like doing things. You know, it's pretty cool because like a couple weeks ago they put me on grounds and I did things.
I lived in a padded room and it was just wonderful.
I didn't even have a garden. I never did anything like that. And it's pretty cool that I learned how to do things that I didn't know how to do. You also learn how to have responsibility, like making sure your room is clean every single Friday because it's gonna get checked, or I guess Monday morning it's gonna get checked.
Yep.
So it's something that's good. It's gonna teach you that if you don't have it, you will learn it pretty quickly.
How many of you have done something you've never done before this summer? This summer you did a brand new, oh man, solid half of the crew out there. That's huge. Next.
We got being mentored and invested in.
Wow, were you guys in the same group or what?
He was down the hall or something.
Just shows how important it is.
Yeah.
So the staff here, like the older staff, like they really want to get to know you. They want to
More
invest
mature
in you. There you go.
staff.
More mature,
Thank you.
more wise.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, but they don't just treat you as like the young people. They treat you as someone who's serving God, and they want you to really grow and learn. And they will come into your life, and they will just invest. That's a good word that we were talking about when we were coming up with our top 10 is just they want to invest in you so that you can then invest in other people.
Yeah. And this is really cool to hear because I talk to our resident staff team about this all the time, that this is really our ministry is to I mean, our campers are the summer staff. And so it's our opportunity to try to help. And the only way you do that is by giving responsibility, by actually things that are like hard, giving those over, say, okay, let's do this. And I've been amazed over the years when I first came on staff, you know, every now and then some things were kind of set off to the side. No, you need 7 years of experience in order to do that. And I'm like, I think if we just were trained, we could. And so that's cool to hear. Here we go. We're on now number 5. Number 5, who are we starting with now? I've already lost track completely.
Oh, you did me twice in a row. So.
Really? Did I? Okay, so Rachel, you'll start off at number 5.
Resident staff.
Oh, we're right in the middle. You guys are still doing that.
The resident staff here, I honestly have never met more people that were so nice and interested in me. A lot of the people that I know that are considered like a lot older than me don't take as much interest in me. They're just kind of like, oh, they're there in the church. But now they're like actually coming up to me and asking me how I'm doing and inviting me over to things that I would never have guessed that they would have invited me over for. And it's pretty cool to be able to be so, like CJ had put, being interested in and being able to feel the love that they have for you, even though you don't even know them.
That's cool. Love it. Okay, CJ, what do you got? Number 5.
Number 5 is Lifeguard and CPR Certification.
Really? Lifeguard and CPR. Okay, I need to know more.
I had the opportunity to do Lifeguard and CPR training this summer, and it's at the beginning of staff training. And after Lifeguard training, you are so close with the people that you've done lifeguard training with because you're basically trusting your life with them because they're rescuing you out of the lake.
They're dunking you.
Yeah, you're basically drowning and they're coming to save you. But it's a way to really test and push yourself. Like, I never knew that I could do some of the things that we have to do for lifeguard training, but some of the guys just help push me and help me get through it, and so it's just like a big bonding time getting through lifeguard training.
Yeah, I don't know if this will come up again, but our summer staff training is a 2-week time at the beginning before we have a bunch of campers. And so we train all of our staff team in a whole bunch of different things. Now, they won't train in every single thing, but it's not like we hire lifeguards and then they lifeguard all summer long. Our counselors are our lifeguards. It's not like we hire activities, specialty people. Our counselors learn how to do that. And so even our operations team works with the campers in the evening time and is scheduled where they can be with them. They're prayer partners with them. So that's staff training. I can see that being huge. What do you got?
So we have fun yet challenging work environments, and as someone who works in operations, you do get a lot of work done, but it's just the fact that you're with other people your age and with a usually pretty fun boss. I don't know if what he's in the room, I should be scary or not.
Usually a fun boss.
But yeah, it's just, you grow, and then you grow both physically and spiritually through that.
Yeah, I love those words, fun yet challenging, and I that would definitely describe it. So that's everybody's number 5. Here we go, number 6. CJ, you're starting us off.
Number 6, we have progressive dinner.
I want everybody to note that we got to 6 before we got to something revolving around food. So that's great. Explain progressive dinner because the audience is going to be like, progressive dinner, okay. What's that all about?
Yeah. So in the middle of summer, we have staff renewal weekend, and we do a progressive dinner where we go to different staff homes, and they provide food for us, and it's just a fun time to just run around in the desert and rip around in your vehicles and get around, get over, get some food.
You're driving cautiously
Yes,
around in your
yes.
vehicles.
Except when we get on Tranky Road, then we can go a little
There you
faster.
go a little faster.
Yeah.
But safely, of course.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, of course. Of course.
Progressive dinner. What is it? 8, 9 places you go to,
Yeah.
something like
We
that.
pretty much pretty stuff at the end and just want to go to sleep.
Pretty stuff. I was like house number 8 or 9 for several people, and they were all singing around the piano for a good 15, 20 minutes. That was great fun. And then we got the pizza oven going and gourmet s'mores. And then you hear about everything else they're eating everywhere else. I mean, me as a resident staff, I'm like, okay, ditch this. I'm going with you guys. This is a bummer. So that's great. Okay, what do you got? Number 6. Corey's up.
Number 6, we have time management skills. Well, learning time management skills. When you are working super hard for operations and you finally get your break, you have to manage either I'm going to hang out with friends or I'm going to take a nap. Usually it's take a nap. But yeah, when you're in that environment, it's just like, oh, I need to do this and this now.
Yeah, I think sometimes, and maybe at this age I'm kind of generalizing, but you're like, okay, what are you doing on Saturday? It's like this big, you know, you guys don't even have a full Saturday that is yours. And from my standpoint, it's like when you get down to where you're starting to manage your time in 5 and 10 and 15-minute blocks, where you're like paying attention to everything, that's cool. And at the same time, I like to think that we work hard, but we also play pretty hard as well. And that means that it's an intense ministry. There's no doubt about that. So you've got to learn time management. At some point, you biff this one. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, I am dragging my wagon, and I really need to get some rest. But that's part of the whole learning process, and it will take you to the edge of your strength. I mean, you will fall into bed absolutely dead tired, like I cannot take another step. I'm glad I made it to my bed, but I think that's a good challenge for a person to get to. Very cool. Okay, what do you got?
I have the stars, the sky.
Ooh.
So out here, there's like no light, so you can see all of the stars, and it's pretty cool because when you're with the campers, you can point out stuff like the Little Dipper, the Big Dipper, the North Star, and you can even point out like the Milky Way, and a lot of them, have never seen them before.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool to be able to.
Yeah,
show
I
it
mean,
to
when you're
them.
sleeping out under the stars, which there are no mosquitoes, so I mean, you're set to go, and you're sleeping out underneath the stars. I mean, you can even see satellites making their way across the thing, and it looks like that moving star that doesn't blink. It's cool. The Milky Way is amazing. What do you got? Corey's got numbers. Oh, we're on to number 7.
Yes.
Number 7, which something here at Ironwood actually has another meaning. Here we go, number 7. I have no idea what you got, but Corey, we're going to start with you.
So we have worth it meetings, and that includes Hawaiian shirts and photo contests. And so Hawaiian shirts is just a thing that Mr. Sam has. He goes to thrift stores, he finds one. It's marvelous. Almost. And
It's marvelous because I give it away every week.
And he picks a random name and boom, they have a nice Hawaiian shirt that's probably too big.
Oh, man.
Well, it's definitely too big.
And the
If
photo
it fits me.
contest, that's self-explanatory.
Oh, I have some great photos for this Sunday.
Oh,
I mean,
I'm
so
looking
you
forward to
guys, you guys have been like tossing them in, and there's some cool stuff, creative stuff. So I'm sorry you won't be able to see any of them in the audience out there, but I mean that audience will see them. This audience right here won't. Cool, worth it meeting. That one's a fun meeting. It takes a while to get that meeting ready to go, but it is. I mean, there are testimonies during that meeting. I don't know if it'll. Did anybody else? Did it show up on yours? No, maybe. Possibly. We'll see. I might talk about that one more later on. Okay, what do you got? Number 7.
I have the lake.
Ooh, the lake.
The lake is a lot of fun, especially if you go with campers or even just go on Saturday, you get to be able to just have fun with your friends and like go down the slide, go on the rope swing, go on the water trolley.
Mm-hmm.
If you can go on the basketball court or the volleyball court, there's a lot of stuff to do, and it's a lot of fun. Or go on the non-wrestling raft.
The lake is like, 8-acre lake. The slide is like 6 stories tall. It's definitely an activity lake. But I think it's also a fun, we're talking about summer staff. Even, my wife now, I dated at the lake quite often. When we're like, so what are you doing this week? I'm going to the lake. Me too! And it was a cool place that you were able to get to know people, have fun, do some activity. And of course, it's hot out here on occasion. So we need we need the lake. Okay, what do you got, Corey? CJ.
We got breakfast on the Bluffs.
Which I experienced just this. This morning I did breakfast on the Bluffs.
Yeah. So if
you gotta tell us
if
about
you
it.
have the opportunity to work in junior camp, breakfast on the Bluffs is something you're gonna get every Saturday, and it's one of the best breakfasts out there. It's just it's so amazing. You're just out in the desert eating breakfast with your campers. You get that last time to invest in your campers and talk with them, and it's just. The food's just amazing.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. It's like outdoor eating is just better. Like when it's cooked over a fire, it's better.
And the canned peaches.
Yeah, and canned
peaches, man.
I had 4 this morning. But no, that's cool. This morning there were 80, 90 kids all out there. They take everybody out there in the trolleys. It doesn't matter if you're in Rivertown or Broken Eye Ranch, or if you're a counselor in either one. Both of them have some really unique things about them. Some real kind of, okay, that's the cool part of Broken Eye Ranch. Oh, that's the cool part of Rivertown. And a few counselors get to jump back and forth. Many times you're kind of set, you go in one area, but very different programs. They serve different groups of kids. Some kind of concentrate on juniors, some on teens, but it's really cool. And that's one of the cool things. What do you got? Number 8.
I got 2 letters. JD.
Is JD in the audience? JD, come on up here. Come shake my hand, JD. Okay. I haven't arm wrestled you, have I?
No.
Okay, get over there. Okay. I arm wrestled Ike and I lost. And then JD arm wrestled Ike and you lost, right?
Yeah, I did.
So we are both losers. And we have to see who's going to be the winner. Are you ready? One. Okay, you ready now?
Oh, no, I'm ready.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. That was my right hand. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Oh dear. That was JD. Also known as Chuck Norris. He let me win. I think he let me win. So, okay, here we go. You're on number 8.
So away from the craziness of the day today. Yeah. So away from the craziness of the day.
Away from the craziness of the day. Well,
So-
tell us what that means.
That can mean as of right now, I'm a college student, and when I go to school, it's like everything is insane. But when I come here, it's not as crazy. I get the time to take a step back and kind of just breathe and be able to just reflect on myself so I can do better and focus on God.
Even as summer staff, you would
Yeah.
say that. Yeah, that's cool. That's hard. Like it's your daily pace, everything that you're normally doing, but this becomes a different spot. Cool. What do you got? I'm still breathing hard.
Off-road vehicles.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
We get the chance to ride in cool trucks, four-wheel drive trucks. Get some opportunities to go out in the desert, drive around. If you have a friend here who has an off-roading vehicle, then you can go driving around in the desert. It's a pretty good time.
Yeah.
As long as you don't crash or anything. Yeah.
There's like 300,000 acres in our backyard,
Yeah.
you know, so there's everywhere to go. We went to Afton Canyon this summer. We had the opportunity to do that, and that was just amazing.
Yeah, it's a great time.
Some of you got back a little late.
A couple of us.
But that, I mean, it's just a really cool thing. It's part of what's unique here. I noticed that you didn't say giant fir trees. Not too many trees here at Ironwood, but off-road vehicles, big old desert, wide open spaces, sunsets, cool stuff. What do you got?
I have chicken nugget night. One of the best nights you're ever gonna have in the week, guaranteed.
Chicken nugget night, right
nugget.
there.
Chicken
Nugget. Okay. I didn't say that. Chicken nugget night.
There you go.
Right. What do you got?
I have good food.
Oh, good food. Just. Do you have a specific that is your favorite?
Pasta night.
Pasta night, right there. So, that's a good one. I like that wrap. Not all the campers have it, but we do that Monday morning or the Monday lunch. That chicken nugget wrap with the ranch and everything. Like, I always make those too big.
Those are pretty good.
Yeah. Like I get through my first one, I'm like, that was great, and halfway through my second, that's gonna look good on camera. Okay, we're on number 10 now. We're gonna start, Rachel, with you in the end.
Mr. Sam's shirts.
The Worth It meeting again. Is that what we're referring to? Yeah, the Worth It meeting. I was not able to go to thrift stores this year because like everything's going on, but I had enough to just stock us up all summer, including the princess shirt. You'll have to come and find out what that's about. Okay, what do you got, CJ?
We got lake activities.
Anyone in particular?
My favorite is just jumping off the dock.
Okay, cool. And then, what's your last?
We have the Pony Espresso. Some of the
Pony
best drinks
Espresso.
you ever have. Better than Starbucks by far. And
Yeah.
less expensive by far.
And what are some of their favorites they do? They had a new one this year,
The
right?
new one, that's one of my first favorites, a Snickers Candy Bear.
Uh-huh.
You get Snickers. I don't know what to put in the drinks. I'm not that talented. But it's good.
Yes, it's good. It's good stuff. Okay, that's so. This is a top 10. So anything that you wish made the list that didn't quite make it? Anything that you were like, it didn't make our top 10, but we talked about it. What do you got?
Yes, one of the things I wanted on, but no one else did, was Shad's Exotic Cuisine.
Really? This is the honorable mention part of the evening here. What is Shad's exotic cuisine?
Well,
I'm scared to even ask.
one day we went to his house, and it was out of the blue. He just invited us over, and we had some barbecued rattlesnakes, some grilled scorpions with some nice sauce. You wouldn't think it was good.
Tastes like chicken.
It didn't.
That's great. Good stuff. Okay, anything else from you? Anything that didn't quite make the list or that you would like to add? No, all set to go. Well, this is our top 10, and this is what a crew of about 40 in the last few minutes put together as the best reasons for you to spend a summer here at Ironwood. I mean, we're 9 weeks in, and this is a crew that is just, they're unbelievable. They're fun. They're serious about spiritual things. They love people. There's nothing, as a staff member, as a resident staff member, I can't train people to love other people. You can't make them do that. And this is a group here, and the group here behind the camera, they're just a group of people who love other people. And there's nothing more fun to be around than people who love other people. People who love God and love people. It's just downright fun. And I'm still breathing hard from that whole arm wrestle thing. So if you're trying to figure out what to do for your summer, I would encourage you, think about, make Ironwood a possibility. Be here this next summer. There's a wrap right there. It's 8:19. I gotta cut it off right there. We're all done. You are dismissed. Thank you much.
All right.
That was cool. You guys were great.
Thank you.